This is Sabrina and Darya, and this is our new coloring
podcast to have in the background while you're coloring. We'll be discussing our experiences today.
One of us is going to color. Today it's going to be me.
You'll just see my face. That's it. We're going to be exploring coloring as a trend. Is it a trend or is it a new art form?
I'll go to my coloring table. Yay, we're back.
Brand new workstation. Darya is coloring. What are you coloring?
I'm coloring Whimsical Workers by Oda Agda. I think you have this book. Yeah, thank you for showing the color. So this is my area of focus today. And I'm going to start with the characters, which usually is not normal to me. But we can continue our conversation. So today we wanted to talk about if coloring is here to stay. Is it a new art form or is it just another trend from social media?
Yes. And I wanted to take the reins a little bit just at the beginning to talk about this. I think it's here to stay because when I was a child, my mom used to color growing up. So she would have her table out. She would put this it would be rolled up in a tube. But she'd take out this big drawing, roll it out on the table, and then she had markers that came with the tube, and it would be like a color by number with markers, or it was like a piece of artwork that was like black outlines and you'd have like little spaces and you can make it whatever color, and it would almost like a mandala sort of thing. And she had that always, and I've always seen that. And like you and I, probably growing up, we always colored, we always drew. A lot of people that are enjoying painting and all that stuff, they colored when they were kids as well. We used to have coloring books all the time. And I think it's kind of spilled out into adulthood where we are rediscovering things that we all loved as kids, something that brought us comfort or joy. And, in this kind of world that we're in, a lot of people are looking to those safe areas and things that they used to love, even as teenagers. So regardless of social media, that's what I think it is, something that's been around for a long time, and it will stay regardless of social media being there. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I obviously I think the same, that it's not going anywhere. But this is news for me. I had no idea your mom was coloring when you were little. How long ago was it?
Well, what are you trying to say how old I am? A long time ago. Well, let's say 20 plus years ago. Okay. 20 plus years ago, she was doing these things. And I think that she did that for a long time.
You're 18.
Oh, yeah. And she still does that to this day. I gave her my old Coco Wyo books when she was first starting to color with markers the way we do, just to give her something to test out, see if she liked it. Something a little bit different than she used to do. Yeah. She also does paint by numbers, which is very common. My aunt also likes to do that. It's a different kind of style, but they do also color by numbers. So with markers. Even my grandma did that.
Yeah. All those things were always available and had some kind of exit. But I think what happened in the last few years, it's something that was not so common to dedicate so much time and build communities around it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We are literally taking it to another level. And by we, I mean not me and you, but all of us. The fact that we are making a podcast about it, right? It's something that became a huge cultural thing, with a big impact on everyone around the world. Because I'm in Spain, you're in Canada. And still we have those coloring books in every bookshop today.
Well, and then we were talking about Secret Garden, right? So the Joanna Basford, the rise of that, I think because everyone has the same medium or the same book, then you guys, when people were posting about it, it's oh, you did that totally different than I did. This is really cool to see how everyone else does their own thing, but on the same page. Whereas previous art, it was you would just have original pieces, right? So you'd follow artists or painters and it would just be original pieces, which is really nice. And I still love that. But this was a neater idea, where everyone could kind of not compare themselves, but you would see the different kind of art styles.
Right. So it had the community element, right? Built into it. Because with art, you can just share it, obviously, and appreciate each other's talent. While with coloring books, you also have a common starting point, common ground, so you can like deeper understand maybe like what other person is doing. This is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. And then I was going to show you my secret garden book. So these were the ones I
Oh,
originally
yeah.
started with. And I used colored pencils, or for those in Canada, pencil crayons. And I started coloring with my mom. We both got these books. We thought they were so beautiful and intricate, you know?
Do you
And
remember what you thought when like the first time this book came out? Because it's been some time.
yeah, I mean, I was obsessed with like the other one I have, Enchanted Forest. Like I loved fantasy and I loved flowers and all that kind of stuff. So
Mm,
for me, it was like really cool to see something like this in a coloring book. You know, in the Enchanted Forest one, there's like castles and just like fantasy elements, you know, like really intricate, like cool doors. And I
yeah,
just thought it was really neat to have a whole book like that. And these are big books. Like,
like
there's so much
we
in them.
were talking before we started to record, and I was so surprised that you had these books, because like when I offered you to make this episode, like I had no idea that you had this book. But it's okay, like many people bought them, you know, as gifts and something. But you also colored many pages in them with colored pencils. This
Mm-hmm.
is incredible.
And you know, I don't know. I found a lot of people in the marker community that ended up not liking colored pencils. They didn't like to color with them. And I was one of those people.
Right.
Like I tried.
Hmm.
And they're like, okay for me, but it wasn't my favorite. And I think markers in particular almost feel like paint in a way that I
Yeah,
like
but
more
also I
than,
think colored pencils require like so much patience.
oh
Like
yeah,
you have to be
which I,
very, very
I
patient
don't
to.
have patience.
Right, neither do I.
No, no. That's probably why I didn't like them, right? Because you kind of build them up over so much time.
Yeah, you have to
Just
like put so much time into just layering them before you can actually like take the white pencil and, you know, start blending it.
yeah.
While
Like
markers, like
look at this blend job, okay?
this
Not
blending
not
job is
there.
amazing.
People are worried about their blending. Take a look at this, okay? It's fine. It's- but
Well,
colored
I also
pencils were
want to
hard to
say
blend.
that color on a podcast is also very hard, because look at what I'm doing. But
Oh,
I'll make it work.
she's got like golden
I'll
brown
make it
hair.
work. Yeah,
Um, so one thing I was going to say too is that I didn't see Coco Wyo or any of those coloring books yet. So I saw the Joanna Basford, right? There was a whole bunch of those coming out, very intricate. And then they started coming out with ones for movies. So I think that
yeah,
was bringing coloring books into the like attention of other people, that this is a popular thing people are loving right now. Joanna Basford's selling so many coloring books. What can we do?
yeah.
You know,
Like
and
I
then people
remember.
started Harry Potter
Can you check
movies.
what publisher published this Harry Potter book? Because like I remember that 12 years, because it's, I mean, we don't want to say how old are you, but 12 years ago
Scholastic?
the first coloring book was released, like the first not adult coloring for grown-ups. The first coloring book for grown-ups, The Secret Garden, was released more than 12 years ago. And
Mhm.
I remember how every publisher in every country was publishing coloring books suddenly. Like in a few months, maybe like 3, 4, every freelance website was filled with like offers for artists to draw this intricate, like pattern like, filled with flowers, leaves, and stuff, coloring books.
Mm.
And I was an aspiring illustrator at the moment, like who dreamed about, you know, any illustration gig. And I just couldn't do them, like because it seemed so complex.
Right.
But like it
Do
was
you have some of
everywhere.
those? Do you have some of those? Because I only saw the Joanna Basford, and I think because I wasn't enjoying the colored pencils, I kind of gave up on it. And I never looked or saw or noticed other coloring books coming out like that.
Like, no, I never bought any of them because honestly I was jealous that like people could do it. Because at this point I didn't want to color them, I wanted to draw them.
Yeah.
And I had no idea how to do it. Like I wasn't there. Procreate wasn't there, you know, it was not that easy at the moment.
Yeah.
So I never never participated in. But like this is how I kind of perceived this first rise of coloring books. So I bought it. I bought the first Secret Garden book. I colored it with pencils, suffered, wished to be better, but I never, like, I didn't become a fan at the moment, let's say. Like, it was just a nice, nice new thing that I thought, like, with the years, it kind of left the mainstream market. You know, like, there were so many books, and then they disappeared, and then Joanna just kept making new ones, and she was the only one, like, being popular, let's say. There were a few more names. Like, I don't want to say that she was the only one. There are some brilliant illustrators, like Rita Berman, for example. Like, she's incredible, and she does books in a similar style with some other big publishers. But like for me, it was something that other people did, you know? I've never considered myself part of this community at this moment.
Now, you were saying about Joanna Basford, or like she was the only one doing it after that. Do you think because she was kind of the original adult, like, and so people just knew her and they liked her stuff, so
yeah.
they just kept buying that? Yeah.
I mean, I think obviously no one could match the same success that she got. And I still think, I mean, she's an incredible artist. And those books, like I bought the last one. I think it's the last one, The Small Victories. Like, I don't have it because I gave it to my mother-in-law. But I did have it, like I bought it because it was extraordinary.
Yeah.
And it actually was small because like many people had problems with these books, like from what I heard, that they were too complex.
They are. There's very like tiny pieces in it too. Like, I mean, you'd have to have really sharpened pencils, which is fine. But it was kind of tedious sometimes, I found. So just like you'd be repeating the same leaves over and over and over again. And obviously you can change the colors, but then you'd turn out with something like this where it was just like tons of colors because you wanted to keep changing it up. Like you're doing, 100 of that same leaf. It's like, okay, I'm tired of making it just green. Like, give me something else. But then you get like these, which is fun. It's definitely fun.
But isn't it the whole point of it, like doing the same because it's supposed to be relaxing?
Yeah. But that's these coloring books too, right? And there's a level of creativity, or I think an artist's mind, where you start trying to make it something else than just a relaxing hobby.
But I think like what happened with coloring books like in the last 2-3 years, it's completely different from what was happening like 12 years ago. You know what I mean?
Just look at this difference. Look at the difference between this, like how intricate that is, and look at what you're coloring right now.
Right.
Like just how small and how like tiny.
But like for me, the main difference is that here, like I have space for my own creativity, let's say. Like I make it my own, where there, the limits are a lot, they are more tight. Like you have to still follow those flowers. Like, yeah, you could, put a sticker paper and just hide half of them.
Yeah. I mean, what's cool about some of them too, though, is you do have that space. You could kind of make it. And you should see some people, like some people that actually do this and they're like illustrators or they're artists, go wild. They're really, really cool.
Yeah. No, I've seen these crazy pages with the like crazy backgrounds and stuff.
But something like this, you can't do markers with, right? Because every page is, back to front. You can't color on one side because it would just bleed right into the next one. Unless you didn't care about the page behind it, but that was a downside. What I was going to say about just the coloring books coming out, like even these ones, right? So I was getting all these Harry Potter ones. People were just giving them to me for Christmas because they saw I had Joanna Basford. So they're like, oh, she must love coloring. So like, let's just get her all the Harry Potter ones.
Right. Let's just buy all of the coloring books there are for her.
Yeah. And they're quite intricate as well. They're like full pages, movie scenes or for concepts from the movie. Like,
but I think those books were nice, like to have them. You didn't even have to color them. They're just nice to have.
Oh yeah. They're kind of just they sit on my shelf, on display. But the concept is there. It's like they're not made for markers. They were made for colored pencils, which is what everyone was doing. with the Joanna Basford ones. And then after that, people started coming out with like one of the popular book series or the TV series books, right? So we had Game of Thrones. We had those ones. And these ones were full scenes from the book, but same thing, like they're intricate and they're like, I don't know. They're just almost like
this
a
is
full
insane.
rendering.
Right.
Right? Like all the little pieces.
Like imagine finishing this book.
But like there's whole castles, which is cool, right? So it's like different things.
Yeah.
And you could do like this is one you could do marker because on the other side is just a blank. Like a blank.
Now I kind of want to try this book with markers and color it.
Then also I had Throne of Glass and Court of Mist and Fury, those 2 books. And I've seen those now in people starting to color them. But the same concept, like some where they're just really, really, really intricate. And like you're saying, there's no space for creativity, really. I mean, people could change the colors that they use.
No, but in these books, you can play with like a lot of shades and like realistic shading, you know, like like almost painting kind of stuff.
Wild. And I think they had a connection to the characters, right? So that's why it was like movies and books and
yeah, obviously.
I think I tried to color 1 page with I gave up. There you go, early coloring for me.
Oh my god, there is a lot of blue.
Yes, but again, like I did not like colored pencils on their own. You know what's funny now though is I love colored pencils, but I like them with markers. So using markers as a base with a bit of colored pencil on top. I have patience for that.
How did you discover markers? Like when did you get your first markers?
So I don't know about what communities people are a part of, if they're only a part of Instagram or they're only a part of TikTok. But I was part of the Facebook community. So there's a huge Facebook community and it's called like Adult Coloring for all skill levels. And I started seeing them on my Facebook feed. If you ever see those things where it's like suggested pages, I think because I followed a lot of artists already. And so it started popping up people's coloring pages. And, you know, I was seeing like simple ones. That's when I started seeing the Cocowayo, just like really simple pages and people coloring them simply. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like maybe it's something my mom would like. I think I was associating it to like, oh, my mom might like that because I knew she liked to color growing up. And then I decided to buy markers and a coloring book for my mother-in-law at the time. So for Christmas.
So it wasn't even for you.
No, because she had wanted to get into some sort of creative activity that she could do, but she's like, I'm not artistic. I don't, like, I can't just pick up a paint brush and a blank canvas and come up with something on my own. So I was like, okay, well, maybe, you know, the coloring books already give you that base, you know, of the lines are all there. You don't have to come up with anything. And markers seemed easier. I liked markers growing up. And I was like, maybe she can try this. Maybe this is her creative outlet. And at that time, I like to paint traditionally, like with gouache and watercolors. So I never thought that it would be something that I would like. And anyway, I gave it to her for Christmas. We had it out on the table and she's like, oh, why don't you color a page with me? So, because I gave her 2 books. So I started coloring and that was it. I was hooked at first. I was just like, I loved it. And then I colored another page and she's like, oh, you know, she kind of colored half a page. And I was like, yeah, this is cool.
Well,
like,
you can keep the books.
Later. And I'm just like, okay, next page. I just kept coloring it in her books.
Thank you for the gift, honey. You can keep it.
Yeah. So I think the next day I ordered myself like the 48 pack of markers and one of the Cocowayo books as well as this one.
Do you have
which was like
oh
no, the Cocowayo ones I ended up giving to my mom. Once I learned everything negative about Cocowayo, I was like, I don't want this anymore. I think we've all been there. Probably everybody who started.
Should we say a few words? Or like, should I say maybe a few words about Cocowayo? Like, we're not haters or anything. I believe everyone can color whatever they want, whatever they like. I personally and always preferred, but now especially, I prefer to support independent artists. And the thing about coloring industry is that it kind of gives the opportunity to the independent artists to get their book out there. But at the same time, some people take advantage of these opportunities, who are not independent artists, who are people who want to make money out of a coloring trend. And to be fair, Kokobayo was there before they went viral. It's not like they just appeared one day and became super popular. No, like they worked as a publisher, using ghost artists for a couple years before like their big break. But then after their unethical methods were not appreciated by the community. So many people, like Sabrina, gave their books away. For me, like their first crime was just basically copying Bobby Goods.
We skipped up for Bobby Goods. we transitioned right to Kokobayo, but Bobby Goods. I definitely remember seeing Bobby Goods, and what's cool is that she's still like the most popular.
Yeah,
she was the original,
and I loved
the most. Yeah,
like I love her fans more maybe than I like Bobby Goods itself. Like
her fans, I
can't deny her huge cultural impact, because we are here because of her, and like how her books became viral and popular, and like changed the scene, right, of the coloring scene, because before it was what you were showing, and then one day she just like turned it all around and introduced her simple, like very simple characters in a very simple, those cozy scenes, and suddenly the world went crazy for her. And I love it for her. Like I love it about her and for her. And like seeing people who start a Bobby Goods book, finish it, and then they just either start another one or just start the same one from the beginning.
The problem is that Bobby Goods isn't accessible, right? It's like known to be a little bit more pricey, and sometimes she's just sold out, and you just have to wait and wait and wait. And it's like, it's very expensive in comparison to just buying something off Amazon, Not everyone can afford that. And so a lot of people turned to Kokobayo because it was the exact same style, but it was like a third of the price or a quarter of the price, and it's like, oh, I can order it on Amazon. It's coming tomorrow. I don't have to wait weeks.
No, I completely understand it. And I think it was kind of like, they didn't even like copy the characters, right? Like they kind of tried to invent their own and have their own style for a while. I just don't like this trend hopping and people trying to make money off something good and nice, like Bobby Goods, and turning it into some.
Like she influenced that cute character concept, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Even though they weren't exact copies, it was like she was the original cute characters. That all of us, like even that I draw now, it's like, or Oda's, even her Holter folk are like the cute characters.
Yeah, the cozy fuzzy, cozy fuzzy style, comfy, cozy comfy style. Absolutely. Do you have any Bobby Goods book?
Don't.
No, me neither, because they are so expensive in Europe.
Yes.
But like crazily expensive.
I think at the time, after I got rid of my Kokobayo books, I realized that it wasn't really my style. Like the cute characters are, but not the Bobby Goods style. Like then I started getting into Whirly, right? And Oda, and making my own books. But like Whirly was my main one at the time, where it's like, okay, I love this fantasy, where it has like a fantasy base already, and then you can kind of create on top of that. Or like this one I was saying, my original one that I was working in was Fresh Glow by Southern Lotus, which is like I was like, fairies, I'm sold. And so it was like in there, it's just like a fantasy.
Can we see something from this book? Because this book is exceptional.
Yes. Okay. So when I started, I had the 48 pack markers, which I sometimes miss. You were also one that started with the low pack, right?
I did.
And you have to get way more creative about how you make color and shadows and stuff like that. And I kind of missed that. So this was one of I even used to date them. So January 5th, 2025.
Oh my God, it's been a year. It's your coloring anniversary soon.
Yeah, January 1st was my...
What do you want for your coloring anniversary? I'll get you a gift.
I don't know.
No, you know what, guys? Wait a second. I think this is a good moment to remind you that this podcast is sponsored by us. So if you want to celebrate Sabrina's 1-year coloring anniversary, go and check out her coloring books if you like to support indie artists. Sabrina is one of them, so go and support her. Oh, she disappeared. Shit.
Yes, because I'm bringing my books over so you can see them. We got pirates.
So yeah, she has extremely creative and beautiful series about pirates, elves, and Kevin. Do you have a Kevin?
I don't have Kevin. I gave it to my brother Kevin. So he's got the book. This is my pride and joy, though. I think Elven Valley is my favorite. I spent the most time on this book. Crazy. It's one of my favorite pages.
Kevin in the house.
Kevin. Yes, Kevin. And then Darya on TikTok, on Instagram, and on Patreon. So, and then you can get these little cards. This was done by the beautiful Olga Colors.
Yeah, I also have some
these
cards.
Little cards. Yeah. You know what? Oh, those done by me. I love these. I love these so much because I have been a little bit out of the coloring sphere for just a little bit. And it's hard for me to get back into doing a full page, but these have been amazing because it gives you all that space to do creative things. But
okay, sponsor time
tiny version
over.
Hey, I was just being honest. I love them.
Let's get back to your flip through. Show us your first coloring pages.
Okay, so this one was one of my favorites as well. My first time trying to do like really intense lighting, and like this is when I got like a yellow gel pen, a white gel pen. I was like, oh, I'm going crazy. My favorite too, and this was the page that probably did the best ever. So I posted this one on Facebook.
Oh my god,
the Facebook group, and it did really well. I met Meg, as in Susie Slug, there as well, and that's where our whole coloring community started. Was from me posting this page.
This
Meg
page brought us together.
Yep. We had color goblins, and then I met you. Yeah, so this was like the page that brought everyone together, and it is still one of my favorites. But it's so cool to think.
I think you should frame it.
I did print it out, and I have it in my living room in a frame because it means so much to me, like what it did for like making all the friends and everything. And then what's crazy when I look back at this, like these are huge, like the 8x10 pages. I don't want to color those anymore. Oh my goodness. There's so many. This one I transformed into the sisters, the Akatar sisters, the Starfall.
Oh.
But point being, like this and Whirly, like the fantasy books were drawing my attention rather than Bobby Goods at the time. And they had cute characters, but just a different kind of style.
Yeah, it's a different kind of cute, I think.
Yeah, yes.
Can you, well, I don't know if you have your Whirly's books close by, but like for me, it's the same for me with Whirly as with Bobby Goods. Like I respect her a lot. I really like her work. I don't color it that much because for me personally, it's a little bit too crowded, like a little bit too detailed.
Right.
But what I find fascinating is that even like very beginners, when they color Worley's book, you know, just like feeling the colors, just like no special effects or anything extra, it looks amazing. I don't understand how it works, why, but Wordless pages look better when they're colored by literally anyone.
So my original one, Whimsical Wildlands and Mythical Worlds. So she had both of those out at the same time. So I bought both of those. And Meg, I keep saying Meg, Susie Slug, she also had those. So that's how we bonded as well. And we were the whirly girlies. So we were coloring, like doing buddy colors of the same pages. So we did ones like this. It was like one of the first ones I did. And
oh, I remember that one.
Yeah. It's really old. Old January 18th. Okay, so still, I think at this point I was coloring every single day. This is one of my favorites as well. Also January 18th.
The lighting is insane, Sabrina. Just insane.
But I fell in love, and this is the original picture where I made this guy a pirate, and it made me start drawing my own pirate book.
Yay, the pirate
making that guy with an eye patch. Yeah. But I did like a whole bunch of this is one of the ones I really want to finish one day. I think I haven't touched it for a while. But Mythical Worlds, and it's just like, I don't know. I just love those books.
Well, I don't have many in Mythical Worlds colored, so I'm not going to show it. It's just a couple pages. But what my favorite Whirly book was actually this. It's a Secret Fairyland.
I've got
And
nothing colored in it.
what I love about it, I haven't planned any of those pages, and they just like, this was a mistake page. It was a sunset scene,
It's so
and then
beautiful.
I just like accidentally went into all those crazy colors, and it still looks good. And then this one, like, I haven't
seen
planned
this
it
one.
at
Are you
all.
serious right now?
Like, I've never planned
Darya.
it. How? Like, it's a
I don't
magic of
see this
Whirly.
one. I'm never
This
touching the
is
Whirly page again.
magic of Whirly. Well, this was planned actually, yes. This was a color along, which is on my Patreon. So if you want to do the same, you can go and check it out.
You know who does this book as well? I think it's Melissa Colors. She did. I kept seeing her do this, and she influenced me to buy it finally. But I haven't touched it yet.
I can't wait to see what you... Melissa is great. She's incredible. I know. Such a fan.
Kingdom Life as well. That was one of the newer ones. But I love the fantasy idea. I really love it.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm coloring Oda right now, because I have 4 weeks to finish this book.
This is actually the reason I think it's becoming more popular, though, is because it's not just the Bobby Good style. You're starting to get horror books. You're getting these books, time travel, like my pirate one, Susie Slud, Goblins. Like it's getting more and more. Like there's just so many different variations that it brings more people in. So if someone loves goblins, they don't have to touch any other book but all the goblin books. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, and do it their own style.
Have options.
This is the first time I tried rain and raindrops.
Oh my god, this is insane. This is insane.
But yeah, it's just like there's so many options now that I think that's why it's becoming more and more popular.
So should we raise the question that we put in our title? Do you think coloring is art?
Absolutely. Well, when we were just talking about Melissa, right? And the mixed media, kind of what people do, is just like they transform these pages. It could, you don't have to do that, but you can. And it's just all that mixed media, the acrylic markers, the colored pencils, the markers, all of that. And it doesn't matter that the lines are just there, but like you transformed it into your own art.
Right.
I think so.
But why do you think, okay, this is a tricky question, maybe inappropriate. Not to you, but in the podcast. All these people who create incredible pages, and I include ourselves, humbly. But I mean, why do these people stick to coloring books instead of doing the original art?
I think it's almost the idea that what I was saying about my mother-in-law at the time, is just like not able to come up with your own ideas. Like you're not creative enough to have a blank canvas.
But excuse me, are you calling yourself not creative enough?
No, not me. I just mean like when she told me that she wasn't creative enough to start with a blank canvas and just think and come up with all these details, what could be cool on a page, Whereas here with this Archer page, everything's already given. You don't have to come up with that, the base like outline of where should I put what, but now you can focus on the other things like colors, lighting.
Yeah. But then like if you like colors and lighting, why don't you just paint?
Instead of markers, you mean? Or
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you could. I actually would really love an art book like this, like a painting book that comes
painting. Maybe it's
that you could use like acrylics or gouache or something, but it comes like a coloring book. Oh, here's my Darya page.
It's a nice idea. But I think like because I've been thinking a lot about it. Because I have like the community and people who come, and I stream every day, and I meet a lot of people who chat about it, like how they discovered coloring, like why they came to coloring. And I think there are like two parts, not only because it gives like the accessible entrance to the art world, let's say. Because it's not only like that you have lines, right, to color. You also have excuse, for example, to buy art materials. And I know that many people feel intimidated by art shops, like entering to the art supply shop and just buy yourself a pack of professional paints because they feel like they are not a professional painter, you know? And when they have coloring books, they kind of have an excuse to shop for art supplies. Like, hey, I need them to color my coloring books. But another thing I think is that today in 2025, there is no space for young and not so young creative people, like beginners, in the internet. Like you can't find a corner where you will find the community that you could get like 10 years ago, for example, or maybe not even 10, maybe 15. Like I remember when I was a teenager, right? And I had like my first art interests. There was a place, like there was a DeviantArt, there was Tumblr, even Twitter at the moment was a lot more friendly to young artists. And you could just go there, share like what you did. People would encourage you. Some people, there were some people who were like really good and they would make a tutorial for you and you could follow it. And you know, it was like a nice creative place. And I think social media kind of killed it.
Really?
Yeah, because there is no place for like young people who want to learn to draw. Like, yeah, there are schools, which are hidden under the paywall, which is, again, understandable. Everybody should be paid, you know, for their work and content. But like this sense of community in the art sphere, I don't think it's there anymore. And I think coloring brought it back.
That's 100% true. The community is insane, for not insane in a bad way, but like for the coloring community is just how much people support each other. And regardless of your skill level or like if you just started, everyone seems to be welcoming, you know. Yeah, heck yeah, we're both coloring the same page. We have the same books, you know.
Right. So it gives like not only, you know, the common ground, but also like a safe space to share these steps that you make like in your art practice.
And the tutorials, right? People like you or Posh Page or Aurora, like they'll post. I don't like making tutorials, but I have some. But the ones like you that provide, I think you're on a level of coloring ability that surpasses some people, or they like, you know, they don't understand it until you show them. And then now they can bring it into their own page, right? Or I've seen people like they'll tag me in my moon tutorial that they did. And it's like, what? And people have commented to me saying, I never would have thought to do the moon like that. And now I keep doing it like that. I learned it once from you. And now it's like every page I can make this moon or whatever, you know.
Like for me, this is still crazy to me. And I hear it like every day and get tags and stuff, and people like follow my color alongs and tutorials, and I still like I can't believe that there is this need. You know what I mean? Like it still feels surreal that people want to get better at art through coloring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
and it's beautiful and surreal for me at the same time because there are many people who never allowed themselves to do art in any other form because they felt like they were not good enough. They didn't have any talent. Or maybe they were told they were not good enough for the art school. I'm not gonna do name dropping, but some people mentioned it publicly. Then some people who believe that they never had a talent. Maybe they tried something when they were younger and never revisited it again. And they were like left with the feeling that art is not for them, that is not for everyone, that it's just for like a certain group of people, like privileged community. And I think coloring kind of gives you this safe room, like when you can just like say, yeah, I'm not doing art, right? I'm just coloring a book. Like it's not a big deal. I don't need anyone's permission.
Yeah. And it is, even as an artist or whatever, it feels way less intimidating to just pick up a page, I think.
But
you have less
also,
expectations on yourself, even, I think, when there's just a page to color
right.
instead of like a blank canvas staring you from the face, you know?
Hmm.
Hey, get off my desk.
But I think like from the artist perspective, it's also it's different. It adds like an element of play.
Mm-hmm.
So like for example, I have some skills, right? But
I have some skills, a particular set of
like,
skills.
I mean, drawing skills. Like I am not very good at painting or something like that, but I am decent at drawing. So I could, in theory, I could draw, a girl myself and just color the character. But for me, in coloring books, there is this element of play with the other artist, and another artist kind of sets you limits, and you then break them or like go around them or like make it your own.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, it's not so interesting for me to color my pages or books, because there is no element of play. Like I already, I can draw whatever I want and color it the way I want.
Yeah,
And in
and
a coloring
see,
book,
I have the opposite. I think it's really cool, and I forget. It's almost like as a book, I just pick it up as if it was any other illustrator's book. And something like this, like I was really proud of. And I was like, wait a second, actually, I drew this. Actually, this entire thing is mine because I drew it and I colored it. Like, I'm
right?
like, wait a second, this is an actual like full piece that I did. So now I'm like, this
Yeah.
is cool. Like in my own coloring book, it feels like it's
No, I
different.
had this moment. Yeah.
This one too,
Where is it?
where I was just really proud of them, and I was just like, wait, like the entire thing is mine. That's so cool.
Like I
But at
did
the time, I
this,
didn't treat it that way. I just treated it like any other book.
and it
I
didn't
love.
feel like I did it. It felt like it was someone else's.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't consider it like my illustration. I don't know. It's just like a page that I
Really?
colored.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel the presence of another person. Like Oda is here with me mentally. I don't know how to explain it. Or you are with me, like when I color your
Mm-hmm.
book. Or
Mm-hmm.
like for example, in like the Pirates book. Speaking of the pirate, like this is one of my proudest pages.
I love that one. Yeah.
Okay, wait,
There
because
he
I
is.
literally put the giant squid here. Like the kraken. Do you have the original page? Can we show it? Like, oh, this kraken is gorgeous.
Yeah, but I was influenced by you creating it in my second Pirates book with the Kraken, right?
Yeah.
Because I loved yours so much. I was like, of course I gotta have a Kraken in my Pirates books.
I inspired the kraken.
Yeah. I do have the original page of that, yeah. So like to see the difference, right? This is why I love
Yeah,
before and
just
after things, because
yeah.
seeing
I
that.
always forget to take pictures. I mean, I know I can ask you for the PDF, but yeah.
Oh, look at that. Insane. Because everyone would ask you, is that thing there, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
no, you just fully drew it on top.
But
Oh,
like,
that's
it
so
wouldn't be
cool.
so fun to do it on my page. You know what I mean? Like, it was fun because
Yeah.
it was your page, and I like gave you a kraken. That's why I
Oh,
like artists. Like, even if I don't know them personally, I would. Oh, this is beautiful.
who did I copy of this? Tutorial by
I don't know.
Darya. But see, I was going to ask you about this tutorials. Do you ever watch anyone else's tutorials?
Oh, yes.
Don't even show me this book. It offends my eyes. It's so good. It's too good. Wow. Look at that water. Yeah.
We can. Well, you have the same water. You have the same water there.
Yeah, but you did this. You did a tutorial for this whole stage. It was a follow along, right? I would never have done water like that. And that's what's so cool. It's like,
right.
I could do water my own way, but like learning it this way, I'm just like, wow, I love this. It still feels like mine in a way because I did it, but
yeah,
it was yours. And
but
I
like,
did the same thing. Mm-hmm.
I know that you like to follow other people's tutorials. Like, I mean, I've been on a live with you and you would be like, oh, I will use tutorial from someone. But like for me, I don't learn this way. And like, if I follow a tutorial, I want to learn something. So for example, you obviously hugely influenced me and like my coloring, but not only by tutorials. And like not so much by the tutorials because I think like I can get the technicalities myself.
Yes,
like if I put your
difference.
page like side by side, I can figure out how you layered it or blended it. But I learned like how you treat color, how you treat lighting, how you for example, like you use a lot of dark colors, and this whole book like is inspired by you because like I don't know how to do dark stuff
like this.
and like
And see,
this is dark.
This. I feel like you can bring it into other pages. So I followed Olga's tutorial for these stones.
Yeah,
and I
it looks
never would have
completely different.
thought, right, but I never would have thought to use certain colors. Like in my own brain, I just like would have used something totally different. And Olga's like, oh, we're going to use this color. I'm like, really? But then we do it. I'm like, oh. And then in the future, I take it sometimes into another page. Or like you with your favorite rainflower purple, never would have touched that color,
Makes
as
sense.
a shadow.
Yeah.
But watching you do it and being like, oh, actually this makes sense. Like I'm going to try that in another page. One of the other ones I did a tutorial for was, what is her name? Coloring Book Addict, I think. The Aurora, or like this. Do you see what I mean? This background.
Yeah.
What she did.
Oh, this is crazy. This is a crazy background.
I know, but that's not mine, right? Like I wanted
Yeah.
to do it, and I just saw her tutorial and I was like, I want to find a page for that because I just want to give it a go. And maybe I could have done it on my own, but I still learn. And I think everyone that follows your tutorials or your color alongs, they are learning to use colors they wouldn't have touched or to do shadows they wouldn't have thought of.
Yeah. No, always like I understand how it works. It's just like for me, because some people like would expect me to use their tutorials. Like, but the only tutorial that I followed, and I couldn't follow like 100%. It was from Beth. By the way, Beth is another friend of us who we should mention. Let me find. It was the Whirly book that I made her color along, and I enjoyed the process so much. I've never finished it just because I can't find like 40 more minutes to finish. But it was so enjoyable, like to be there, to watch it, to follow her steps and like learn, to get a glimpse of her process.
Okay.
But for
I haven't
example,
been
like
to one of those streams yet. A Beth.
You should. You should. But like all my stones were inspired by Beth ever since. Like there are no
yes,
stones.
her stones are beautiful, right? Yes.
Like no, these are like the colors that she used. Like and these are not like her stones per se because they are other shape, but all of the colors like on this, like it's hugely it's not like just inspired, but like I literally like learned 2-3 colors that I would never use, and that they were the ones that were missing for me, in a sense, and I took it from her.
Speaking of that, look at.
Oh, this is my sea tutorial.
See, but that's not like I saw you do it, and I was like, I'm gonna try and replicate that, or you had to follow along or something. And I was like, oh, that'd be really cool, and like for this page. I don't know. It's cool. I don't think I would like to do a whole page of someone's stuff, but like a piece of it, like doing that, just the seafloor. Everything else is mine, but like having one that I wasn't sure how to do,
right?
Or like I really liked the way yours looked.
But like this is how I intend like to do my tutorials, that people like make them their own. But I also understand that it's harder for beginners like to adopt and to turn them into something that like they made.
I think this is what's really cool for beginners now, is because there are so many pages or creators that make tutorials, and you really could find anything at this point if you really wanted to know, like the really realistic strawberry ones or cherries, or I want to know how to do bubbles or whatever, you know what I mean? They have,
and you can just
and they're all different tutorials, so things that make sense to you, right? Things that you can break down and you can pull into another page and make your own in a way. But I definitely think it's here to stay. I think because the creativity in books is still there, like in new coloring books, right? The pages aren't all the same. The concepts are totally
I think
different.
like we haven't mentioned one thing that also influenced a lot, like, and still influencing and will influence a lot the creative field, like for normal people, not for everyone actually, which is artificial intelligence. And I don't know if it's a coincidence, but like this new trend of like recent trend that started a couple years ago in the coloring community started at the same time as the artificial intelligence like became accessible and was threatening, publishers and everyone. And I think it's like a natural response because people don't want artificial creativity. They want like human creativity. They want to be human. They want to connect. And this is one of the ways to connect with other humans.
Well, also on top of this, a huge thing that I was fighting against on Instagram or TikTok, whatever, was people copying others. Like it was huge. I bought a full coloring book where it was basically the exact same as someone else's. It was like someone else's artwork that was transposed into a coloring book without their permission. And it's just like these people are making money off of it. Or people were creating pages and like copying, like full on tracing things and trying to say that they were theirs. And it feels like the same as AI to me, where it's just not genuine and it's just like they're trying to pass this stuff off as their own, but it's literally just tracings or copies of other people. And I was a big thing I was fighting against. Sure, I made some enemies at some point because of it, which is fine. But like to me, I was like, no, this is wrong. Like I don't agree with it. So
okay, honestly,
same with AI books. I don't agree with it. Really. I think it takes it away.
That unethical practices were so normal in the coloring book business before it became a community-centered thing. So before, like if you could make something trendy on Amazon, then you could like make, I don't want to say millions, probably like obviously not everyone makes millions, but Coco Bio did. And many publishers like managed to get like a quick scheme, like use it as a quick like get rich scheme where you don't think about quality. You just copy something that is already working somewhere on Pinterest. Just transform it into your own coloring page and you just sell it to someone. And the problem is that those publishers were not held accountable for a very long time. That's why I don't like all those like publishing things.
Yeah.
And some people try to use the same practices now. Like now the scene is very different and I think the community is a lot more aware of what is happening.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
But I wish more artists launched their coloring books. Like, I mean, professional artists who maybe do prints and other stuff. I wish they also did some coloring books.
Like who would you say? Like, or just...
I don't want to say names. But like some children's book illustrator, for example, who create, like books for kids, they could create books for us to color. And I would just like to have it again, because for me, there is this element of play.
I think even like, any illustrator, really.
Let me say it. Like,
yeah.
For example, Jake Parker, he's huge. Like, he's inventor of Inktober. Like, he literally invented Inktober.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's very into like robots and stuff like that he draws like for his personal art. But he also has very like successful commercial children's books. I forgot the name. It's about the robot also and some little bird. Robot and a bird, something like that. But he's just so good at drawing that he could create like a lot of space for, for some creative play.
I was thinking like any illustrator, really, because the way that they create characters or scenes, you know what I mean? They could just simplify it like this instead of coloring it all in, or of their existing pages, their existing pieces, and they can make into coloring postcard things. Absolutely. They wanted to, I suppose.
Yep. I think we should be wrapping up today's episode.
Yeah.
It's been an hour. Almost.
And we have so much more to talk about.
Right. It feels like we just started. I mean, I haven't colored anything.
So I guess the main thing, though, is that I don't think coloring is a fad. I've seen my mom do it since I was a kid. It was before social media, and I think with social media, it's made it grow even more. But there's so many people who do not post anything, right? Even I just think about my own books, okay? Like how much I've sold and how much I've seen people color online is like a substantial difference. So it's like, okay, people are buying them, but not posting them, or you know what I mean? People are leaving reviews, but
do
I
you
don't
think like those people just don't like social media, or they just don't want to share it, or they just use it like for their own pleasure in the dark room without like, you know, they don't need a spotlight on their work, or why people don't post?
Yeah, maybe both. When originally I wasn't posting anything either in like Facebook or whatever. I just colored for myself, and I think especially I don't post things now if I don't like it. If I did something and I was like, nah, I don't post it.
So, dear invisible colorists, if you're listening to this podcast and you don't post, I highly recommend you to post them, because on socials nowadays you can find incredible, amazing people.
Yes.
And we completely forgot to talk about coloring streams and how this became a thing. But for example, I go live on TikTok during the week, on like almost every day. I try to do it every weekday, so 4 or 5 times a week. And every week there are more and more people who are joining. And it's incredible. Like I see any decrease like now, and it's been 2 years since the last, viral Kokobaya video. And people are still coming.
How long have you been streaming for now? Since
I've been streaming since May, I think. I started in the beginning of May. Yeah,
it's still going strong.
Yeah.
And then more people are starting to stream, like Melissa Colors, right? I just brought her up again, but because I just noticed live streams.
We can talk about Melissa
recently.
all the time.
Melissa can have her own whole podcast.
We are going to invite her and interview her.
She's amazing and she's super nice. But no, just saying, like, new people are starting to stream, right? So originally she didn't, and maybe she finally was comfortable enough to start streaming.
Yeah.
Or,
because we were begging
really
her
cool
to start.
see. Yeah, even Beth, honestly, like Beth was just posting, right? And everyone's like, stream. And now she's finally streaming too, and like consistently, and getting that following that she deserves.
And I think it's amazing that like there are so many like women that watch coloring streams, and it became like a part of their routine. And it's okay, we have some boys here and there, that's true, but I think we can agree that it's mostly like a girl safe space.
Yeah. Well, streaming's not new though, right? Even streaming art. So like I was a huge watcher of Twitch, which is a streaming platform. For most of the time it was gamers, but there was also art. There's people doing digital art, or there was literally some girl streamers that I watched where they were having like a painting stream, and they'd follow along with like a Bob Ross tutorial, and they were there painting. And it was just like thousands of people watching.
Are you sure that these thousands were also girls like you?
No. It was a mix. Like there was definitely girls as well, and there still is for games, right? There's a lot of gamers that are girls, and girl streamers as well on Twitch and YouTube, and it is a popular content like for people to watch, even YouTube videos, right? So I think because coloring is getting more popular, of course they want to watch it. Like if someone's into gouache painting and they're going to watch a gouache tutorial, or someone streaming them painting with gouache,
right? But you know what I mean? Like for example, I don't think any beginners artist, like I mean, imagine like me, I'm so bad at painting with acrylics, and I would start painting with acrylics on my stream. I guess someone will come, but like it's not like a usual niche where. And in coloring, like you don't even have to color anything special. You know what I mean? Like, many beginners just share like relaxing coloring of filling some shapes and just matching colors, like without doing anything crazy, like Melissa or Beth.
What you're saying though too, what we were talking about is the community around this in particular. The community of coloring is different. And the connections, even if you think of your own chat, the people that are there almost every stream, and in your Discord, and like the personal.
I love you, baby monsters.
The darlings.
My darling.
Yes, like the community is totally different around this, and that's why I think more people are into the watching streams and connecting with other creators and like that.
Absolutely. I think on this note we can wrap it up. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for this amazing night.
Look at your character. Beautiful.
This is you.
Oh.
And look at you. It's the same face. I was looking at you. It's the same hair. What do you mean? She's missing headphones, but I can put them later with acrylic.
Oh yeah. You need some like gaming headset. Like she's got horns instead, I guess. But that's really cool.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I guess you didn't talk about your process of like what you were choosing to do, but they can just watch you.
Yeah, no, it was just vibe coloring. I was just vibing. And it's
next
really
time
hard.
It's my turn. Vibes.
Oh yeah. So next time it's your turn. That's true. Thank you everyone who listened to this point. We really appreciate your time that you spent with us. And we will see you
in the next one. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.